Hey friends, I hope the morning's treating you well. Hope you got your coffee. I just crawled out of bed. Saturday morning, I crawled out of bed and I was sitting downstairs and talking with Amy. And she's like, well, what do you got going on today? Meaning, what kind of work do I have to do today? And I said, well, I got to do this, that, this, and that. I said, and I have to make a video for tomorrow morning's Saturday morning video. And she said, tomorrow? I'm like, yeah. And I always make those on Friday. And she says, today's Saturday. Didn't you publish the video already? And I'm like, are you serious? Today's Saturday? And I didn't even know. I didn't even know. And she said, I thought that's what you were doing yesterday when you were outside making that video. I thought you were doing the Saturday morning video. And like, no, man, I made a video for the super secret area. I came out here and talked for a half hour and made that video for folks. If you guys are curious, you can go join Patreon or become a channel member and watch that. And I just had no idea. I completely lost track of what day things were. So it's over 4 years. It might be close to 5. Every Saturday morning, I've published a video, having coffee and talking with you guys. I haven't had coffee yet this morning either, so you can tell I'm groggy. You can tell I just crawled out of bed. I'm wearing pajama pants right now, but you can't see them. That's what we're dealing with, folks. And the truth is, it's been a bit of a week. And just a lot of stuff in the world got my attention, and just didn't even think about it. I was convinced yesterday was Thursday, and we stayed up. Last night we watched the Paul Rubens documentary, Pee-wee's, what was it called? Pee-wee as himself or something, and really enjoyed it. The trailer for that is amazingly compelling, where he sat for interviews right before he died, and he didn't tell the interviewer that he had cancer and was dying, and he sat for these interviews, so he's talking directly to the camera and being very guarded, and I can relate to so much about him not wanting to, reveal things about his personal life and all that. And it was interesting. The trailer really, really was compelling, and I love Pee-wee's Big Adventure. One of my favorite movies of all time. I've watched it over 100 times, literally. Had a friend way back when that it was a long time ago. We'd go over to his house for band practice, and he would babysit his girlfriend's kid, and the kid would sit there while we practice, and he's like, what do you want to watch? And the kid always wanted to watch Pee-wee's Big Adventure on the VHS tape. So he kind of started, and when we get done practicing, we walk in, and Pee-wee's Big Adventure would be on, and we'd always get sucked into it. I'd sit there and watch the rest of the thing, and it got to the point where we had trivia between us, where, okay, when Pee-wee finds out his bike is stolen, and he gives the big take, what was the picture on the wall back behind him? Just like obscure, stupid trivia that we came up with each other. But anyway, loved that. The actual documentary, I enjoyed it, and it was good. It was not as great as I was kind of hoping it would be, but there was a part in that I think there's things I've thought about over the last few years, and I hope there are some young people watching this, because a lot of you older folks can relate to this. But and this is not me giving anybody a hard time at all. Please don't think that. But there's value in just leaving, like when you're young, just going out into the real world and experiencing some things, and in any way that you can, being around people. And that could be, like for me, that was a bunch of us living rough, 10 of us in a 2-bedroom apartment, and things like that, and being out amongst other people, touring, and just witnessing different cultures and such. And it's such a valuable thing. And when you're around people, your people skills improve, and you kind of start understanding. You may not be able to relate to other people, but you can see things. Like, this is a real person. This isn't just somebody on the internet. This isn't just some avatar that you're arguing with about something. If you talk about something difficult one-on-one, I can see that person's facial. I can tell when they're being honest with me, when they're gaslighting me, and when you're talking about difficult things one-on-one with people, you can, there's a humanity to it. And over the course of time, those honest exchanges make you understand each other a little better. And I think it kind of like rounds off the edges. And there's a certain amount of crazy out there that we'll never reach, but there's a lot of other good, decent folks that when they realize, well, this isn't the crazy person that I've been told that this supposedly is, and I put this on me, where sometimes you have to, oh yeah, this is a real person that I actually go fishing with and like. And you just see a lot of different things, parts of life. And there was a part to this documentary where Paul Rubens leaves home and goes and is just submersed into this avant-garde, crazy world of performance artists, and he ends up being. He thought that he was gonna just blend in and be drowned out by all of the really crazy avant-garde people, and turned out he was the craziest, most avant-garde amongst them. But you could see so many things being shaped and learning from all of these people and these experiences and these places, and artistically what's possible becomes bigger, and more full and round. And I think with the internet, there's a lot of lacking of that, of going out into the world and experiencing things. And there was a lot of that lacking when I was young, but there's a lot of people that were doing it. And that could be as simple as becoming an offshore fisherman in Alaska, working on one of those boats, and you get exposed to some different things, or it could be joining the Peace Corps, or it could be joining the Army. I don't know. You just, situations that put you in, get you around people that come from a few different walks, and you have to be around them, and blah, blah. I've been thinking about that a lot, and that first part of the documentary hit me with that. And like I said, it wasn't like the greatest thing, but I enjoyed it quite a bit. And then when it was over, the fireworks started. And man, Wendell is terrified of the fireworks. He was just, every dog we've had has been terrified of fireworks, but Wendell was kind of a whole different thing. When we couldn't get him to come outside to pee, come on, buddy, you gotta pee before we go to bed. And we finally went to bed. He just like curled up next to me, could not get closer to me, and I'm just burning up and hot. I'm like, it's all right, buddy, and just petting him as I fell asleep. Up really late with the fireworks and stuff, worried about him, and just so didn't sleep that much. And when I finally crawled out of bed this morning, and Amy said, no, today's Saturday. I'm like, today's Saturday? But so I've had, I think, twice when I uploaded this a little bit late. There was one time when I was on tour on the East Coast with my buddy Todd Fox. I think we filmed something in the car while I was driving, and then I don't, man, I had like a really super long drive, and I couldn't get, there was no internet in the hotel. Whatever happened, I didn't get it uploaded till like 10 or 11 a.m., but I got it uploaded. There was another time travel. There's been like 2 times when it was late, so today's going to be a little bit late. I apologize to those of you who woke up at 8 a.m. and wanted to watch the video and all that, but this will go up on Saturday, and the streak remains. And at some point, I'm going to make coffee and take a shower and see what's going on today. Like I said, there's a half-hour video I made yesterday in the super secret area. They're Patreon and channel members. If you want to join that, it's good stuff. I talked about the second worst tour I've ever been on, and it was a rough one. And I talked about that for a while. And then also, I'll put some links down below to East Side, a single that's been streaming on the streaming networks and stuff. I'll put a link to that down below. I have Nicky, a squirrel, coming up to me over here, and I have no peanuts. Sorry, buddy. I'm sorry, buddy. I don't have anything out here. Just messing it all up today. All up. Screwing it all up. But, yeah, go stream that. And there'll be a new single, I think, next Friday. It'll drop. And lots of good things. Come see me in Cincinnati, Indianapolis. A mountain stage taping taking place in a week or so. And Charleston, West Virginia. Other dates that'll be announced in the next week or two. And hopefully I will be able to see you guys soon. But I'll put video for something wonderful here. You go back and enjoy that, and I'll see you guys somewhere down the road. Much love to you.